All right, welcome back. We are on the last level for lesson 18, and this is the pseudo-class challenges. I might have to message them and let them know that they misspelled the word challenges. They are a wonderful team, and they are always looking for feedback. Now, will I remember to message them about that? Probably not, but it is funny to see it. All right, so let's enhance our pseudo-class skills. So we're going to do all four of them because we need to. We need the practice. So we're going to click on A, hidden text, and see where we go. Again, I'm not looking at the teacher handout. I'm not looking at the answer key. This is the first time I'm looking at any of this, and we're going to figure it out together. So here we go. Simple hidden tip with hover. Not only can we use the hover pseudo class to draw a user's attention to a hyperlink on our page, but we can also I think that's supposed to say use it, to style other elements too. Let's see how we can code our CSS to have a tip appear when we hover over a division element. In the CSS file, so let's go down here, add the following properties to the paragraph rule set. So paragraph rule set, we're going to say display, this is interesting, none, and then background color yellow. All right. Interesting. Add a rule set to the style, the paragraph child of the div tag with the hover pseudo class. All right. Oh, okay. So I'm guessing it's going to be P. Oh, okay, no, it actually shows us. So div hover P. Okay. And then display block. Okay. Oh, okay, let's see. Refresh and save. I think I did something wrong, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Hover over this to show the hidden tip. Okay. So, uh, again, debugging, simple spelling mistakes are so often the key. So I had put non instead of none. And so there we go. Now when I hover over it, it appears. Excellent. All right. So there we go. We got this one done. Um, all right. We're going to press our orange finish button and move on to B. So image emphasis. Here we go. I'm going to close this. All right, so instructions are up here. Image emphasis with hover. Not only can we use the hover pseudo class to draw a user's attention to a hyperlink on our page, but we can also, again, use it to style other elements too. Let's see how we can code our images with the hover pseudo class to bring attention to them. This is exciting. All right, do this. In the CSS file, so we're going to come down here, add a rule set to the style. Add a rule set to style the images with the hover pseudo class. Add the following properties. Okay, so I believe that's going to be images hover. All right. So let's say the width will be 110%. What is the width right now? Oh, 250? Okay, so let's say the width is going to be... Oh, okay. So let's say the width will be 300 pixel. But I think this is actually got to be this. Oh my gosh, it was that easy. Okay. So the dot was getting in the way. All right, let me go back in here. This was not needed, so I'm going to take it out. All right. Okay, so in the end, what I needed to do was not play with the div container. I just needed to play with the individual images. And then I wonder if this would work. I wonder if 110%. Oh, okay. Well, it does, but that's not what I want. So we're going to go back to that. All right. There we go. Okay. My kitty is helping me open up tabs. Okay, so that was frustrating, but we did get it done. All right, so we're going to click the orange finish button here. Once kitty stops opening that, we're going to click finish. All right, so we're only 2 down. Let's keep going. All right, reveal the cracked message. Not only can we use the hover pseudo class to draw a user's attention to a hyperlink on our page, but we can also use it to style other elements too. Let's see how we can style a div element to change the font and background color to make text appear. Do this in the CSS file. So, okay, we're not messing with the index file. Add a rule set to style the div with the hover pseudo class. All right, so that would be div hover. All right, set the color of the text to black. All right, set the background color to yellow. There we go. So much easier when you don't overthink something. Okay. So div hover, color black. Okay, all of that's done. All right, this level's finished. We're going to click the orange finish button. Got our secret code cracked. And last but not least, we are on D. So back in chapter 1, you learned how to create product cards. We did indeed. An image gallery with information about each image underneath. With our hover pseudo class, we can make these cards even more visually appealing and responsive to our users by using 2 new properties, transform and transition. The transform property applies 2D or 3D transformation to an element. How cool. This property allows you to rotate, scale, and move elements. There are many value options, I bet. The transition property specifies the duration and time for transform property. The syntax of this property looks like this: transition, property, duration, timing. So I'm guessing that's like 1 second, 5 seconds, etc. We'll also see how to change our mouse cursor when we hover over an image card using CSS to draw attention to them. Let's try this out. Ooh, this seems like a lot. Let's get into it. Add a rule for the hover pseudo class for the ramen card class. All right. Here we go. So ramen card, hover. All right. Add the transform with translate y negative 15px. All right. This will set the card to move up by 15 pixels. It does indeed. All right, so add the transition property. Transform, 0.3 seconds, ease in, out. All right. Refresh and save. Oop. All right, I know there's a problem because this should be green and it's not. Up, and I know what I did. Okay, click. There we go. All right. Add the cursor property with a value. All right, so let's go up to the cursor. Oh, this is interesting. I think these are supposed to be here. So we're going to take these and put them here. And then add the cursor property. So we're going to say cursor. I don't know. I'm guessing here. Cursor. Point. Oh, okay. I see. All right. So no, we're taking that away. All right. Cursor. Pointer. Oh, okay. So yeah. So when I'm over it, it changes the cursor. All right. I'm feeling this. Okay. Play around with different transform values. Here's a list of some to try. Translate X. Okay, that's gonna. Okay, so if Y moves up and down, X is gonna move left to right. Y and X will move it in, kind of in a diagonal. I do want to try the scale one. So scale 1.5, 1.5. Oh. Nope. Okay. So let's try that again. All right. Scale is not an option apparently. Oh, I know why. Okay. So transform. There we go. All right. And if I take this apart or take that off, refresh and save. Ooh, it should make it bigger. Let's see, 1.5, 1.5. Huh. Okay, transform, scale, 1.5, 1.5. Oh, there we go. That is way too much, so we're going to do 0.5 and 0.5. Oh, now it goes smaller. Okay. Oh, okay, so if I did like 1.1 or 1.1, that's what I want. Excellent. Okay, beautiful. All right, this is going to be fun. Resizes the card horizontally. Okay, rotate. Oh, okay. So let's try rotate. Uh, 20 degrees. All right. Oh, how fun. Okay. All right, so yeah, we've done everything on here. Definitely, I'm going to have to play around with these, but I have a feeling that's what we'll be doing in the next lesson. So I'm going to press the orange finish button, and if I'm correct, yep, we are all done. We finished all 4 of them. Here comes the super satisfying moment when we press this orange finish button. And it says, you finished lesson 18. Check in with your teacher for the next activity. Excellent. All right, we're done with that and ready to head on to the next step. All right, have a great night.